Welcome to broketv123. So today we're going to talk about Rick and Morty. Now I like Rick and Morty. I've seen them all, and I like them so much that I decided to write a full season. Right, I'm not a writer for them. But I decided to be a writer for them, so to speak. So I am an author, as a lot of you probably know. But I decided to. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to multitask. To write 10 episodes, which is a full season, a whole yearly season of Rick and Morty. And so for those who don't know what Rick and Morty is, it is an adult cartoon that came out in like 2013. And sorry, bear with me. Multitask. So yeah, and the creators were Justin Rowland and Dan Harmon, and unfortunately, Justin, I believe he is no longer with them because of some legality, something, whatever. I don't want to get into that, but anyway, that's it's something happened, and yeah. So it was something bad, whatever. Anyway, why can't I get into my account? So I don't know if y'all have watched all of them, but I have, and it started off with a bang, man. It was doing really freaking good, and it's like, I don't know, it got like halfway. I think they're on season 8 now, I think. And anyway, it got, I want to say like season 5 or something. Anyway, it's like halfway, seemed like. And it just, I maybe laughed once or twice. So from the beginning, I mean, it was like, it was awesome. And so anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm a writer. And I'm probably among a million other dudes out there that were kind of just like, hey, let's I think I'm gonna write for them, whatever. And I like to think that I'm different though than anybody else. So so what I was going to do is I was going to read. By the way, I'm not very good at reading like super fast or anything. I don't think I am. But what I was going to do is read a little bit of what I have written, and yeah, and go from there. Let me see if I can find a good episode that I wrote. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. I mean, I think all of them are really good. Not just because I wrote them. When you can laugh at your own stuff, that's pretty good. Let's see here. Figure it out what's going on. Okay. And by the way, I like to keep Okay, so okay, let me give you the characters. Let's see here. That way, in case you don't know. Um, by the way, Adult Swim, I believe, puts this out. And so let me back up. So a couple years ago, I believe it was a couple years ago. It seems like a couple years ago. Um, so I took my writings and I I didn't send them to anybody, but I tried contacting Adult Swim because I mean, dude, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to contact people. You know, why can't I just pick up a phone? Do 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 do. Hey, what's up, Dan Harmon? Hey, man. Dude, can I email you this? Let you, read it. Let me know what you think. If it's good, we'll go from there. But no, you can't do that because we're still living in the 80s or 90s where there's all, yeah. So here's what happened. So I took my writings, okay, and I was going to send them to Adult Swim. First thing I said though was something around about, I can't remember exactly what I said, but anyway, I said something like, "Hey, I wrote a season, 10 full episodes, very funny. Would you be interested in seeing them, reading them, and getting back to me and let me know what you think? If you're interested, we'll talk. We'll talk turkey after that. Whatever." They came back about an hour later and was like, "Nope, sorry, our lawyers will not let us touch it." So yeah, pain in the butt, man. Ain't nothing easy, you know. Because I mean, so the whole legality there is basically, to people who don't know, is so the way it used to work back in the day, I guess it still works the same way. Uh, I saw it on I saw it on a movie. That's when I first learned this. It was back in the 80s. It was on a movie, and this person had a cassette tape with music on it, and they went up um to a music industry that puts it out or whatever, and they were like, "Hey, man, check out my mixtape that I made personally. I made it." And they were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, can't touch that." They're like, "Why not? Here it is. Just listen to it. Take it. Listen to it." And so they were basically like, "Because if I touch that, you can sue me." So that's basically what the way it went down. Now in the movie, the person actually, by the way, if you know the name of the movie, please let me know, because I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was a girl or a guy or whatever, but I also know it was a cassette tape. But anyway, um, they ended up getting somebody to listen to it, you know, and it was probably basically like, "Hey, we need you to sign this saying you won't sue us, and then we'll take a look at it, and then we'll go from there." And then it's all about trust, you know. So, but anyway, okay. So you have, the main character is Rick Sanchez. Okay. And Justin Rowland, who got fired, let go, whatever, he did the voice of Rick. And now when you watch them, I don't know if they're like they're just keep using his voice through AI or what, or somebody else is doing it. I don't know. But he also does the voice of Morty. So Rick is the grandpa. Okay. So you got grandpa, you got Morty, which is Morty Smith is the son. Okay. Then you have the daughter, which is, well, there's two daughters. So Rick's daughter, Morty's mom is is Beth, who is played by you probably know her. Her name is uh, Sarah Chalk. I think I'm pronouncing her last name right. Chalke. You probably know her from the television show Scrubs, and she's got like some kind of deodorant commercial now or something like that. Anyway, it seems like a really sweet lady. And then you have the daughter, which is Summer, who is played by Spencer Grammer. I don't know much about her. Yeah. Um, uh, so Dan Harmon, which is one of the writers, like I said, he plays a character called Bird Person. It's like a guy, he's a bird. By the way, there are tons of characters on this show. Okay, so then you have the dad, who is played by his name is Jerry, and he's played by Chris Parnell. Chris Parnell, he's been in all kinds of stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, um, so Jerry is basically the pun of the whole show. I think he is, because it seems like I'm sorry, it seems like in the end of every show, just about, like, he is the pun, if you know what I mean. Like, by the way, Rick hates Jerry. It's like, dude, you're not my son-in-law. It's so freaking hilarious. Whoever, I mean, the people who come up with this stuff, man, was the writing is brilliant. I think it is. I think it's great. That's why, and I've never done this for anybody, anything ever. I'm usually on my own, doing my own, and that's it. And um, but yeah, so I like the show so much that I didn't want I didn't want it to start going down. I was kind of like, come on, man, we need to, it's like, because you can only have so many ideas, right? So it's yeah, the show is out there. It is bonkers out there. It really is. They really do test the limits, you know. I'm not comparing, but they are right up there, with South Park, Family Guy. That's the only other two basically that are on actual networks. There's other stuff out there, but a lot of people have never seen. So, but Rick and Morty is just it's crazy. It really is. So I'll try to describe it as best I can for those who've either never watched it or only watched it a little bit or whatever. So Rick is he's not a god, but he's pretty freaking close to one, because his way of thinking, he's a mad scientist, right? He's basically like he comes with these crazy ideas and everything. He always has some type of weapon, handheld weapon, or I don't know, something. There was one episode that was very, very popular. It was called Pickle Rick, or at least I believe that was what the episode was called. Anyway, he turns himself into an actual pickle that like pickle that you eat. And it was like, he's like, I'm Pickle Rick, and it's freaking stupid. It's so stupid, it's hilarious. And so anyway, he goes on this journey as a pickle. It sounds stupid. It does. Everything about this show sounds ridiculous, right? there's, I don't know a whole lot of women out there that actually like the show. It's like more like a man show. It's for a man, or a guy, male. Um, it's like it takes a certain person to get it, to get everything that's going on in it, right? So basically, so Rick, the grandpa, and Morty, the grandson, they go on these adventures. You know, Rick actually has a spaceship that he's made out of junk, basically. It's got like trash cans on it, like the old metal trash cans and everything. And anyway, so him and Morty, they get in it and they fly, around wherever to other planets or whatever, and they find, these aliens. Turns out Rick has alien friends. Like he's been around, dude, like around like a record, and he knows like all kinds of freaking aliens and everything. And um, he's figured out the multiverse. And yeah. So one of my favorite episodes, let me see if I can find the name of it. I'm not really good with the names. Should be, right? So it's the one that oh man, what's it called? You probably know the one I'm talking about. There's a virus that gets in the house. I think it's like a virus. Let me see here. Oh, it's called, okay. So yeah, so it's season 2, episode 4. It's called Total Recall, kind of like Total Recall, but Rick All, Rickall. And these parasites is basically what they are. They're alien parasites. They get into the house, right? And all of a sudden there's like the parasites turn themselves into like cartoon characters, right? Like lovable, huggable cartoon characters. And they kind of fake the whole family out. They're kind of like, hey, remember that time we did this and we had so much fun or whatever? And they start thinking about it. Next thing you know, another parasite shows up. So they're like a memory parasite or something like that. Anyway, watch it. It's one of the best episodes. Totally hilarious. Okay. But there's, I don't want to go into the major, episodes or anything like that. I do know a lot of them. They have one like The Purge, like the movie The Purge and everything. That one's messed up. So okay, so let's talk about like the stuff that Rick has. His, either they be weapons or they would be like some kind of handheld something that does something. I can't come up with the name of it, but anyway, so he has like, for one thing, he has is his major thing he has is a portal gun. So he'll take that thing, he'll point it at a wall or whatever. I don't think he has to point it at a wall. Anyway, he's like, dude, and this green portal, oval portal or round portal shows up, and he walks through it, and it sends him to, he knows where he's going. So he's like, and he walks into it. And he takes Morty with him. Sometimes he takes the others with him too. He includes them, but it's mainly him and Morty. He's like, I'm hanging out with my grandson. Like that good old grandpa. So he has. Let's see what I can remember. There was a good episode where he gave Beth, his daughter, the mom on there. He gives her a box, and she starts rifling through it, and it's basically like a box that he made her when she was a kid or something, and it's got all these little cool gadgets in it and everything. And one of them she pulls out, it's like a crayon, and she draws a door from what I remember, and she walks through it, and it takes her into like Candyland or something like that. I think it's called like Fruity Land or something like that. So, copyright crap. But if you remember that one's messed up. So basically, when she was a kid, her and this little boy, her like neighbor or whatever she grew up with, I mean, they were like 6 years old or something. Anyway, they go through there and the boy disappears. And so as an adult, she goes back in there and she finds him, and the kid is actually um he's like a king of the whole realm, and he's doing bad things in there. It's so much. It's like one of those shows. Like, well, there ain't a whole lot of shows like it, but you're sitting there watching it, and it's like, hey, it's going to be, da 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 da, and next thing you know, here comes the adult part. It's like all, kind of, questionable. Not questionable. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'll let the kids walk in right now, and I mean, it doesn't show anything. Kids probably wouldn't get it. Little kids, I mean, they. I don't know. If I was watching it as a little kid, I'd be like, "What is this? This is like the coolest show I've ever seen." See, it's one of those, Um. uh, so anyway, let's see. What else does he have? He has a machine that can enlarge a part of your body. And so Summer, the daughter, gets a hold of it. She wants to be bigger. And next thing you know, she falls, and it like makes her even like this huge giant, this whatever. All hell breaks loose, stuff like that. Morty he's got a crush. I think it's Jessica. I think it's her name. Anyway, he's got a crush at school or whatever, so he's always trying to get with her. Now, keep in mind, they're in like, they're in like high school. Looked like, yeah. I would say they're in like ninth grade, because they look kind of young, but they're in high school or whatever. And there's all kinds of stuff that goes on, there. Summer is like she is, to me, she's like the girl that really tries to fit in and can't quite fit in. She's not bad looking. She's just kind of just one of those that just kind of, she's like always trying too hard. She got hot friends and everything in there and everything, yeah. She throws a house party one time, and her and Morty are there because the parents are gone, and I believe Rick is gone. I think Rick is. I can't remember. Was Rick there? Yeah, Rick was there, I believe. Anyway, so they have a house party with all her friends from high school, and then Rick has all his alien friends come in, and so they have this big old house party and everything. And some of the characters are sus. They're just out there. Oh my god. Yeah. If you've seen that one, let me know. Hilarious. Okay. So we talk about more stuff, but I want to I want to see if I can read one that I wrote. Okay. This is, I just call them, I believe most of them, I just call them idea number one, idea number two, whatever. Not in specific order or anything like that. Okay, so here we go. All right, so Rick wants to end his life because he wants to move on. Now, let me stop and explain that so people don't jump to conclusion. So, like I said before, he's not a god, but he might as well be because he is like in total control, seems like, of everything, the whole universe, not just the planet, everything, planet, universe, everything, you know. But there are other Ricks out there. They call themselves like a certain number, something like that. And so anyway, so yeah, he feels like he's done it all, and he's just like kind of wants to move on, move on to that other place or whatever. So anyway, all right. So he wants to end his life because he wants to move on. He has done everything possible that a human can. One day, Morty walks in on Rick trying to hang himself, but Morty intervenes and keeps him from doing so. After that, every time Rick tries to end it, Morty intervenes. Somehow, Morty is always there to stop it. Rick finally smartens up and figures out what is going on. Rick tests Morty by acting like he is going to kill himself by cutting his wrist in his garage. Morty comes barging through the side door that leads to the kitchen and yells, "Don't do it, Rick." Rick then stops and confronts Morty by asking, "How the hell did you know when I'm going to kill myself?" Okay. Morty tries playing it off by saying, "I don't know. It's just luck, I guess." Uh, Rick now knows that Morty is up to something. So he sets up a trap in his garage to fool Morty. Rick makes a clone of himself and programs it to kill himself, or to, excuse me, the program. He Rick makes a clone of himself and programs it to kill itself as soon as Morty enters the garage by electrocution from a car battery hooked up to a makeshift electric chair. Okay. The clone reaches over and flips a switch, which turns the electric chair or electricity on and fries him so much that he explodes all over the room. Morty comes walking in while eating a popsicle and asks, "Is everything okay in here, Rick?" Rick comes out from behind something and replies, "Yeah, everything's cool." Morty then turns around and walks back into the kitchen while shutting the door behind him. Rick gets angry now because he knows something isn't right. He's also mad because he needs to clean up the mess he just made. And later that day, Rick decides to put up a spy camera to watch what Morty does. Okay, so he's on to him now. Most of the day, he sits on the couch watching interdimensional television. By the way, that is one of the best things on there that they have. Every couple of episodes, they'll, all of them will be sitting, or a couple of them or whatever will be sitting on the couch and they're watching TV. But Rick goes in, he's got like this, it's kind of like it's not a VCR, but it's like a receiver that when he hooks it up to their television, they literally watch television shows from other planets, other solar systems or whatever. So they're watching all this wacky, weird TV shows. It's freaking out there, man. Okay. All right. So let's see. So while they're watching it, an ad comes on about a new watch, wristwatch you can wear that not only tells time from the other worlds, but can also be programmed to tell you other things like what the weather's going to be like in a year, or what your last lover will look like before you die, or even tell you when someone close to you is trying to kill themselves. Okay. Now that Rick knows this, he kidnaps another Rick from another galaxy, brings him to his garage, puts him in a like Saw scenario, like the horror movie Saw, While chained up, he wears a helmet on his head that has a giant drill bit attached to it. Okay. Rick tells him the drill bit will grind through your top of your head if you move. And as much as the people at home watching this would love to see that, I, on the other hand, would not. So he kind of breaks the fourth wall there, which is even better. Anytime you break the fourth wall, it's funny. Therefore, I will yell for Morty to come in here. As soon as he enters, I will take his watch off and destroy it. Okay? Here we go. Rick hides and yells for Morty, who is still sitting on the couch. Morty, come quick. Morty doesn't move a muscle. He just sits there watching TV. Rick peeks out and sees him ignoring him. This makes Rick mad. So he slams the door and picks up a knife and holds it to his throat, like his own throat. But Morty doesn't come running in. Instead, Jerry comes walking in and sees Rick number 2. The drill. Excuse me. He sees Rick number 2 sitting on the ground and tries to help him get the helmet off. He says, "Hang on, Rick, I'll save you." Now, if anybody's ever seen the show, you can picture it in your head of Jerry saying that. "Hang on, I'll save you." And it says, okay, as soon as he touches Rick number 2, the drill drives right through his head, killing him instantly. "Oh my God, what have I done?" Jerry says. Jerry sits with Rick's blood all over his hands, crying. Rick number 1 comes out of hiding and Jerry sees him. "What the hell, Rick?" And "Relax, Jerry. He was just a clone." Feeling relieved, Jerry says, "Oh, thank God." He turns to walk back in the kitchen, but not before turning around and saying, "You're one sick man, Rick." He then turns and leaves. Rick now knows his purpose in life, and that is to annoy Jerry for the rest of his. He then walks out of the garage and into the den where Morty is sitting and sits beside him. "Hey, what you watching?" Asked Rick. And just some interdimensional TV, says Morty. The ad for the watch comes on again. And Rick says, "I need to get me one of those." And Morty says, "Yeah, they're cool. I have one." Rick smiles and realizes how much Morty means to him. He then asks, "How much did you pay for that?" Morty replies, "It literally cost me my soul." Rick gets a surprised look on his face and sees the devil from season 1, episode 9, in the right lower hand corner of the screen. Rick smiles, and now he knows how much he means to Morty. So, by the way, that's a very good episode. It's kind of like a ripoff of other, say, like Friday the 13th, the series TV show, which is a very good TV show. It was back in the day. I've seen them all. But anyway, so basically, I'll stop right there for a second. So the devil appears as a normal man or whatever, and he's got this like gift shop with all these old antiques or whatever, and he gets Summer to work for him as like a worker, whatever. Anyway, and everything he sells in there is cursed. And then people come back and be like, "Man, this thing's cursed," Anyway, watch the episode. Season 1, episode 9. At least that's what I put on there. Okay, so then I have the ending credit. So after the credits, they always show something. A lot of people don't know that. So anyway, here is the end credit. So I have end credits for all these, right? So end credit. Beth enters the garage from the side door and finds the remains of Rick number 2. She screams and runs back into the kitchen. So that's all that. So, yeah. So what y'all think about that? Oh man. Oops, sorry about that. Kicked the dirt thing out. I'll just kick it on down the road. Sorry. I need to get that thing out of there. What if I can? Oh, here. Oh, God. Hang on. What the heck, man? Sorry. Why? Okay. So, let's see if we can. Ain't nobody coming on here. Nobody's watching my show anymore. Oh well, it sucks. Let's see if we can find another good one. Let me skip around here. Like I said, I got 10 of them. That's a whole freaking season, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here's an awesome one. So idea number 3. I guess I'll call it Rick buys Jerry a lawnmower. Why doesn't he have a lawnmower to begin with? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Rick decides to do something nice for Jerry, so he builds him a riding lawnmower that is state of the art, right? After building it, he calls Jerry out in the garage and presents it to him. Well, Jerry, here you go. I built it myself. It will cut your grass to the exact measurement, and you will not only have the best yard in the neighborhood, but also in the world. Okay, Rick, what's the catch? No catch, except you have to cut the grass yourself by riding the lawnmower. Jerry then asks, couldn't you just have made it a robot? Rick replies, I could have done a lot of things different, but I figured since you didn't have a job that this would be relaxing to you and make you feel, proud of what you've accomplished. By the way, Jerry doesn't have a job. I don't know why. Never has a job. Wow, thanks, Rick. This means a lot to me. So show me how it works. Just hop on and turn the key and grab the handles. The mower will do everything else. Jerry hops on the motor and turns it on. When he grabs the handles, the mower takes off into the yard and starts cutting the grass perfectly. Some of the neighbors can't help but watch with jealousy. Beth watches from inside the house through the den window. Beth is his wife. What the hell is he doing now? She asks herself. I could just see her asking that. After Jerry gets done mowing, he parks the mower in the garage and turns it off. Then he hops back off. He walks up to Rick and says, thanks again, Rick. I miss doing stuff like that. No problem, says Rick. Jerry then walks back into the house while Rick walks out of the garage and looks at the yard. The scene then goes back to a forest. So we're kind of going backwards. That is inhabited by bug-like creatures. They carry weapons and yell amongst themselves. One of the creatures steps up and shouts, we shall destroy the giants in the days to come. Another creature exclaims, no mercy. The following day, the creatures gather in a bare open area with their weapons drawn. The one creature steps up and says, today is our Independence Day. Just as he says this, a machine noise is heard in the distance. The creatures turn around as the large shadow covers all of them. The machine then comes over top of them and sucks them right up. It then spits them out in pieces across the valley. Uh, sorry, bear with me one second. Then the machine leaves as the survivors slowly come out from hiding. Some of them fall to their knees crying over the carnage. Back at the garage, Rick stands outside of his garage and drinking from a glass and looking out at the grass. He then puts on some goggles that give him magnified vision. You know, he then looks at the grass and sees the carnage brought on by the mower. He smiles and then takes the goggles back off and walks back into the garage and closes the door behind him. All right, so here's your end credit. Weeks later, Jerry pulls his car into the driveway. When he gets out, he is attacked by the creatures by throwing stones and spears. It doesn't really hurt him. It just makes him flinch a little. As he tries to get in the house, he drops his door key, and is pelted while falling to his knees and curling up into a ball. Then two guns come out from the top of the front of the door and shoot the creatures to death. The front door opens up and Morty is standing there. He sees Jerry curled up and tells him to look out for the bees. He then shuts the door while Jerry sits there with a dumb look on his face. Oh man, it's like he reminded Jerry is the pun at the end. He's the thing is made fun of or whatever. He's the peon, I guess you could say, or he's yeah. that's why freaking Rick hates him. I don't really know why I don't know if it really explains why Rick hates Jerry so much. There is one. I mean, there's one episode at the end of it. He's like, it's like Jerry double crossed him or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but anyway, he does that, and he's like, from now on, you're my enemy. There ain't no going back. You my enemy. So yeah. All right. So, and I have Mr. Meeseeks. Hey, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. So for people don't know that, there's this box that Rick has, some square box. It's got a button on top of it. And if you ever run into an issue that you can't figure out, you hit the button. Mr. Meeseeks pops up. Hi. He's like, poof. Hi, I'm Mr. Meeseeks. This is blue looking weird character. And he helps you get through your problem, basically. And once the problem is solved, he disappears. He dies, basically. So let's see. So I don't want to read that one because it's a little bit longer than the first two. So let's see if I can find something else here. Well, that was long too. It's a good thing they're long. I mean, and you can even like fill in the blanks, fill it in, or not fill in blanks, but fill in, more to it, to make it longer. So, let's see. There's one where it's Beth's birthday. What is going on with this thing, man? It's like my laptop's like locking up. I think it's probably on its last leg. Y'all don't have that problem, do you? Let's see. There's one where a storm hits the house knocks out the power. They go through a whole thing. Like I think Rick opens up a portal. And they go to a different planet. We're like, well, the power's out here. Let's go here. And Jerry stays behind. It's like a bad idea. But that was all Rick's plan because he knew that Jerry wouldn't go with him. So, yeah. Let's see. What else we got? There's a Halloween episode. In a nutshell, Rick, Morty and Summer come up to Rick and ask him for a costume, since he's got these special costumes or whatever. Anyway, and they give him his costumes, and I'll tell you what. Well, let me see if I can read that one. It's pretty funny. Actually, that one's really long. It's like super long, man. We might come back to that, maybe. I have a Christmas one, which is the last one, episode 10. Let's see. Which is super long as well. Okay, so I'll see if I'll go back to the Halloween one, even though it's super freaking long. Okay, here we go. It's Halloween. Morty is having a costume party at his school, so he asks Rick for something special. Grandpa Rick, can you make me something cool to wear to school for Halloween bash? Rick replies, sure, Morty. I might have just the thing. Rick digs around in his special box. They always have a special box of goodies and takes out a mask. Here you go. He gives it to Morty, but Morty is not impressed. It kind of looks like one of those masks we used to wear back in the 80s. The plastic front mask. That was it, let's see. He gives it to Morty, but Morty is not impressed. Is this it? You must put it on first to get the whole thing going. Morty puts it on and the mask starts to change shape. Morty turns into a werewolf, like full body werewolf. He starts growing hair on his arms and legs and begins to howl. Rick picks up a mirror and shows Morty what he looks like. What do you think? Morty screams and takes the mask off. His hairy arms and legs go back to normal. What the hell, Rick? Sorry, Morty. I thought that you would like it. It's not permanent. You could have given me a heads up. Got anything else? Rick replies, everything I have will change you into something. He then starts pulling different costumes from the box. I have a robot, a spaceman, a goblin, a pirate, and a witch for summer. Morty says, I will stick with the werewolf for right now. Rick says, oh, and one other thing. Stay away from other dogs and cats. They might give you fleas. Morty walks away with the mask while Rick starts putting everything away. In walks Summer and asks, hey, Grandpa Rick, do you have a costume I can borrow? Rick pulls the witch mask out of the box and gives it to her. Cool, thanks, Grandpa. She then turns and walks back into the house. Later that night at the school Halloween bash, Morty is in the bathroom getting ready to put the mask on when the jocks come in, walking in. Morty hides in one of the stalls and peeks through. The jocks start talking about spiking the punch and who's going to get with who. Then they walk out. Morty then puts on the mask. He then comes out of the stall, turned fully into a werewolf. He walks up to the mirror to see himself. Cool, he says, as he makes his way through the crowd on the dance floor. Everyone tells him how good he looks. Seconds go by when a girl dressed like a wolf catches his eye from across the room. She smiles and he decides to make his move. As he approaches her, one of the jocks jumps in his way and blocks him. He plays it off by dancing the other way. Then there is a tap on his shoulder. It's the girl. She starts dancing as well as Morty. The crowd opens up for both of them as they do a weird dance. The crowd soon catches on and starts mocking them. Back at the house, Jerry is setting out candy for the trick-or-treaters. Beth walks in the room and asks Jerry if he can pick up Morty from the dance. He says, okay, and exits the house and enters the car, enter his car or whatever. As he drives down the road, the trick-or-treaters can be seen walking down the sidewalks. Jerry pulls into the school parking lot and waits for Morty to show up. Several minutes go by. Then the back door opens up and Morty gets in, but out of costume. Jerry asks, so how was it, kid? Morty says, it was the best night of my life. Jerry starts the car up and drives off. As he drives down the road, he looks back at Morty, who looks upset. What's the matter? He asks. Morty replies, I met this girl and I thought she liked me, but she acted like I smelled. I don't get it. I took a shower before. Where's your costume? He asks. Morty holds up the mask and shows Jerry. Where did you get that old thing? From Rick. Well, it looks old. Maybe that is the problem. Jerry pulls the car into the drive and Morty gets out, but leaves the mask in the back seat. He then enters the house and Rick is sitting on the couch. How was it? Morty pays him no attention and runs upstairs. Rick then asks, hey, where's my mask? The door opens again and Summer enters. She still has the witch's mask on and can't stop crying. Grandpa Rick, I can't get this mask off. Rick walks over to her and snatches the mask off with ease. She then says, my life is ruined because of this mask. She then runs upstairs. Beth comes walking in from the kitchen, looks at Rick and says, you just had to let them borrow the mask, didn't you? Rick takes a drink and burps and says, burp. Yep. So, end credit scene. The next day, Jerry walks out to the car and finds the mask in the back seat. Curiously, he puts it on and it turns him into a werewolf. He screams and several dogs from the neighborhood come running and tackle him. Oh, man. All right. So anyway, so there's several more, obviously. I probably shouldn't even read those. I hope you followed along. I keep kicking the hell out of that camera. Need to move that thing. Anyway, so anyway, I really appreciate everybody following along and listening and hopefully getting a good laugh. You should hear the other ones. If you would like a copy of it, let me know. I have to figure out how to get it to you. But yeah, I have it on a PDF file. I also have it. I believe I actually have it printed out. I went and had several of them printed out. Actually, I did give out some. I think I had maybe 4 or 5 printed. Just regular, whatever, cheap as I could get. And I gave them to people to read. And not one person has said anything that I can remember. You got to really be into Rick and Morty, though. That's the thing. You gotta that's the kind of show you either love it or you hate it. You know, me, I love it. I mean, I hope it keeps going. I hope it improves. I hope that somebody, Dan, will, let me know something, hit me up on here or something. I don't know, man. It's just really tough to get a hold of anybody in the industry. It's like you got to know somebody who knows somebody or whatever. And I don't know how to do it. I mean, I know how to, Google, Dan Harmon contact info, and it's like, if you want to get in touch with him, you got to go through his publicist or agent or whatever crap. It should not be that hard, people. But, I don't know. It's frustrating because I would like for it to go somewhere, but if you're a type person that you're watching this and if you're in the industry, if you're, anything like that or whatever, please hit me up, yeah, don't let this go to waste. This whole thing, man. I mean, to me, I think it'll go somewhere. I think it's gold. I think it is. I think it'll, yeah. I've even done, I've done other things that I was going to submit to Adult Swim. I have this thing called Willard and Henry, The Adventures of Willard and Henry. And it's about two old men. They're like in their 80s or 90s or whatever. And it is, they sit there and talk crap to each other, and they're like old roommates, and they sit on the front porch and talk junk, and they invented a time machine and they like go back to the 50s and cause trouble, basically, get the future to change, and all kinds of crap breaks loose. And yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Well, that's my cue. So anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, it's good to know that people, even though it probably wouldn't go anywhere, it's good to know that people like to hear stuff like that and watch the show and everything. I really appreciate everybody. Okay. So I'll see y'all next time here on Broke TV 123.